warm welcome for our next storyteller. You guys ready? Justin, everybody.
You guys are probably wondering why I'm holding this mask. I'll get into that. But, I've always grown up, and I've never done drugs, never got into that scene. Probably I'm 35 now, and all the way up to my 30s, I never got high, other than maybe a little bit of weed on the side or something like that. But never did any hard drugs or anything. I was always taught to stay away from that because it could ruin your life. And if you get caught up in it, it could ruin your life. So I'm here, and I'm working, and I'm doing the right things. I'm going to college, for business management, because I don't want to suck dick for crack either. I really don't. And I'm working hard, and I graduate, and I actually open my own mortgage business. And me and my wife, and I get married, and we have 3 beautiful daughters. We live in this beautiful home. We got the dogs. We got, everything's great, And I couldn't ask for more. And here I am, 32 years old, just living my dream. And I get a call one day because I have this pain, and I go to the hospital just to find out what it is. And the hospital calls me back and says, Mr. Hampton, we're unfortunate to tell you that you have colon cancer. And I said, well, how do we fix that? Is that, He's like, well, we can remove your colon, but we can't guarantee that the cancer will go away. So I said, let's go ahead with the surgery. They removed my colon, part of it. I still have part left. And here I am, dealing with cancer. And it didn't go away. And it wasn't, the 54 hospital visits that got me. And it wasn't the 7 surgeries that I had to go through that got me. And it wasn't even the fact that, I could die that got me. The hardest part about the whole thing was when my kids would want to play with me. Because I didn't tell them because they're so young. They're 10, 6, and 4. They just want to play with their father, and their dad's not responding the same way that I used to. They're wondering, what's wrong with Dad? Why is Dad always tired? So I deal with that. That was the hardest part. So the doctors, they say, when you experience pain, take these medicine pills. And I never knew what Oxycontin was. So I started taking Oxycontin, for pain. And the moment I took that shit, it was like, wow, holy shit. I feel so much better. I feel great. I'm not sick anymore. I don't feel any pain. I feel awesome. It was like a mask, literally. It was like someone putting a warm blanket over me. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't care that I had cancer. I didn't care I couldn't work as like I used to. I didn't even care that I was going to die. I felt good. And it was my secret place. My place. Me and my wife and my family. That's where we stayed. And I never wanted to come out. I'd take the medicine, and then when it wore off, I'd take more. And I'd take more. Because I never wanted to come out and deal with the real world again. I didn't want to. It was too hard. So I really, the business that I owned, I stopped going in. I stopped making the same money. Bills got behind. Things got harder. And my best friend came up to me, and she said, best friend of my life, she said, Justin, you can't live here anymore. I know that it makes you feel good to be high. But you need to come back to reality. But I didn't want to because I didn't want to be sick again. And I didn't want to die. And I didn't want to have to realize and think about all the painful experiences. If you just put that mask on, it makes it all go away. But I realized that I had to come back to reality. And it's been 6 months since I've taken any pills. And I'm doing the best that I can. I'm working again. I got my business back, and everything's going back to normal. I never thought I'd be addicted to drugs. And I never thought that would happen to me. But that was my secret place. When I was on those pills, it was just me. Nothing, just me. First time in my life I've ever felt contentment and happiness. And I know it wasn't real. So, I don't use the mask anymore. But even though I don't use it, I'll never forget that secret place that I shared. Thank you.
Justin, everybody.